if you are on YouTube right now to find your next block, your next thing to work on, because you are either not financially free, or you're not happy in your relationships, or you don't have the dream life that you want, or you feel sad, or you feel whatever. If you are here because you're always looking for something to fix, this video is gonna be so mind-blowing for you, because this has been mind-blowing for me. My name is Marilyn. I've been working as a coach for the past 4 years, and I've been obsessed with inner work. But today, I'm gonna share something that has just blown my mind. I want to show in this video that the very thing that might be in the way of everything that you're not having at the moment, that you're not happy with, is the fact that you keep on working on it. That you always feel like you have to fix something. That you always feel like, okay, once I know how my patterns work, once I know, I don't know, all these things that I have to fix, then I will be good enough. Then I will be fully fixed. I want to show you something that I created. Okay, I hope you can see it. What is written here is, I cannot be chosen until I am fully fixed. That is one belief that we have created in this society. And in this society, for some reason, we have kind of gone haywire on inner work and on how we should know everything, analyze everything, especially with AI. It's so easy to fall into this trap of always thinking about stuff, analyzing things. And we are really feeding into this belief that we need to be fully fixed before we can be chosen. Then, what happens is that if we believe I cannot be fully chosen until I am fully fixed, then I need to work on myself to fix myself. So what happens here is that if that's what you believe, you will start working on yourself because you think, okay, but I gotta fix myself, so I'll do the work. But the thing is, we are human beings. We will never be fully fixed. So every time you come back here and you think, okay, I've done my work, you get back here and you realize, oh wait, but I'm not fully fixed because I found something new. So okay, that means I will start working on myself again. Do you see how this is a loop where we don't get out of if we are not conscious? I'm gonna give you my personal story around this topic. So when I was 14, I started my inner work journey, which is really early on. At the time, it helped me so much because it was a way of dealing with my emotions. It was a way of finding out, hey, how do I handle this situation that I am in right now? Because it was too stressful. I felt very misunderstood. I didn't know what to do with everything that I was feeling. And so when I found my first self-help book, I remember thinking, oh my goodness, this is so rich in information. This is so much that, there's so much I can do with this. So I absorbed all the information. Now, 14 years later, I'm 28, and I have read so many books. I have done so much inner work. I can safely say, within this loop, within all the things that you can work on, let's say money blocks, relationship blocks, emotional blocks, things you want for your business, family dynamics, I have touched upon all the things that are there. Obviously, there's no way that I could heal myself 100%. But the thing is, my block wasn't these things in the middle. So let's say this is a block, this is a block, that is a block. You have all these blocks. This might be your money block. You might believe that you're not worthy of thousands of dollars or whatever it is. This could be a love block. You might not believe that you are worthy of a healthy relationship. All these blocks, I've worked on all of them. And then I started to think at some point, then why do I not have the reality that I want? And I realized I have been so busy in here that the irony of everything is that my block was this loop. The loop was my block. It was not what's inside of the loop. It is about the belief that I always had to fix something. So that meant that deep down, I didn't believe I am already worthy. I am already worthy of the love, the abundance, everything that comes with it. And then it clicked for me. I thought, why is nobody talking about this? And that's the thing, especially on YouTube and all these other platforms. It's so wonderful that there's so much information on healing, and it has helped me a lot. But now, after doing all the inner work, and that is why this video is for you as well, if you've been doing so much inner work, zoom out and ask yourself the question, might the block be that I always think I need to fix something? That there's always something more that I can work on? Because you know what's going to happen once you start to see that, it's quite difficult to get rid of that belief and of that habit. And it's definitely not impossible, because the only thing that you're going to do, that you're going to focus on to break this pattern, is to do the things that are the opposite of the belief. So if you look at it from, let's say this is a case in court. We have one group and they are standing for the fact and for the belief, okay, you need to work on yourself in order to be fully chosen. That is one opinion and that is one hypothesis, and they will gather all this evidence for that is true. And things that could be in that evidence file could be, for example, oh, but I read this book about attachment styles. Now I do understand my attachment style. And if I didn't know that, then my relationships would have gone way different. So yeah, it has helped me. And this file is full with all those evidence-based situations. It's not necessarily wrong. I'm not saying that it's wrong to have those things. But what we're going to do to break this cycle, we're going to go here and we are going to find all the evidence that we can that confirms we are already enough. What we are doing is already enough. And you can, let's say, if you are a business owner and you've had a client, for example, it doesn't matter what type of business you have. This is just an example. Could also be something different, but you've had a client. That could be part of the evidence that you are worthy. Someone already bought your product. Someone already purchased your business service. Those are the things that you're gonna pile up in this report. Now, of course, I understand this could be about your love life. This could be about other relationships. So if you've had people that are kind to you, you've had loving relationships, maybe friendships, or a relationship with a parent that you really love, that is all evidence that you are enough for who you are. So to break this cycle, again, we're going to find the evidence that shows, okay, I am already worthy. That also means that the moment you feel like there's a block coming up and I want to do something with it, I want to journal about it, I want to look up a YouTube video on how to fix this, I want to start a course. When that comes up, very consciously you're going to choose not to do it. And you're going to do that for, let's say, 30 days. I'm not saying never invest in those type of things because it's amazing, but this is specifically for you. If you always try to work on yourself, then in that moment choosing, you know what, I am already enough, even though I am not fully fixed, because you know what, I don't have to be fully fixed. That's when things will start flowing. So that is something that I want you to focus on. Instead of always trying to work on yourself, see if you can do the little things that are unproductive, imperfect. If you are a content creator, for example, post the videos without editing them for a couple of hours. Do the things that are not fully done yet. Send a message that you might normally take way longer for to perfect the way you wrote it down, those type of things. And in that way, you're going to gather the evidence that you are already enough. And you know what the thing is? Very often there's a deep fear almost of finding out who this person is. So you, the version that is already enough for who she is or who he is, we don't know that person. And that's why we are afraid. So we try to avoid finding out who this person is because we are so addicted to finding out, or no, actually, we're so addicted to living a life from a place where we know that we always need to work on ourselves. It feels very unfamiliar to meet that version of you that is just themselves, that is already whole, that is already enough. And instead of getting more journal prompts, new podcasts, new insights, just look at it from this perspective. Get on a date with that person, with that version of you. Go for a walk without any information, not listening to anything. Do something so unproductive. And of course, that doesn't mean that you have to lay on the couch for 3 weeks and do nothing. Do your job, work on your business, work on your day-to-day job, do the things in your family that you need to do. But just make time to find out who is this version of me that is already whole. Because that version is there. And we are just so afraid to meet that person because it contradicts everything we believe about ourselves. We believe that we need to do more, that we need to prove more. But we are already that person. And in this society where personal development is very popular, and again, like I said in the beginning of the video, overanalyzing is becoming a bigger obstacle for most people because people start to use AI as therapy tools. And even though AI, it can help in some situations, but the other shadow side of it is that we're only being distanced more and more and more from who we are. We start to seek our, first of all, ourselves, but also we start to seek the truth about ourselves from something outside of us. And we've always done that, so it's nothing new, but AI makes it very personal because you have this sort of robot therapist, whatever it is, talking to you, telling you, these are your patterns, this is your, whatever it is. But the only thing we need is to be silent with ourselves, spending time with ourselves. And we will be pulled back into the old belief and into the old habits of always trying to do more. But just be conscious about it, be brave, meet that person, meet that version, and then see what happens. I really hope that you loved this video. For me, this has been such a big insight in my own inner work journey, and I really wanted to share. Please let me know in the comments if this resonates, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.